Coming up on the show, we got a crazy great voice note from a listener who's going to embarrass us all with this question. Can't wait to get to that. Also, let me ask you this. Have you heard of a micro retirement? Because you might be in line for a micro retirement. It might be the thing for you. We'll tell you all about it. All right, so today I'm alone in studio because Jax has decided to go to the East Coast and be kind of a cool person. So Jax, how was the drive? You drove you and your dog out?
Okay, me and my dog, first of all, Reggie and I need some space right now. I'm looking at him and we've spent a lot of time together, Adam. We've spent so much time together and I think we're good. No, it was an incredible drive. I drove to Montreal the first day and then stayed there. Got some tattoo work done, and then I did the other 13 hours. My God, you know what? I razz New Brunswick, Adam, but it's really pretty.
It is beautiful. It's just it's New Brunswick in the wintertime when you don't know where you're going. That's when you run into trouble.
Yes,
the trees go on forever.
How are you? I miss you.
I'm good. You know what? It is like 32 degrees and boiling hot in Toronto. It's been like even I'm sitting in, for people that don't know, like I sit in Jax's, what used to be her primary bedroom, with Steph. Producer Steph's here too, and Jax is trying to turn the air conditioning on from Nova Scotia, and like it's an old house, so it doesn't reach up this high. So if you see sweat marks on my shirt, it's hot. Okay. If you're watching the video,
it's really hot there.
It is,
and I
very
thought of
hot.
your body and how moist it gets.
It's very moist. Now, Jax, I want to ask you a question. We had a boss once that was like obsessed with Diet Coke, right?
Oh yeah.
And I want because Diet Coke is a religion, and I think people,
I love it.
Unless you've been with somebody or you are somebody who has seen it in person, you don't really understand. Like my wife is a one Diet Coke a day person. That's where she limits it to. I remember our boss at the time had she'd have like 2 or 3 a day. She's now been off them for like 5 years because it's like there's your life with Diet Coke, and then it's like, well, I gotta get off that. I'm wondering if you've ever had an obsession on par with that, how long it lasted, what it was. And there's a reason I'm asking this. I have a funny story to kind of share to kick things off, warm us up a little bit. But I just wanted to know, what was your, other than, what would be your obsession other than like The Sims?
What? No. What were you going to say other than? Go ahead.
I'm not going to say
alcohol?
it. I'm not going to say it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny because when I when I got sober almost like 6 years ago, I just swapped it right in for Diet Coke.
Did you really?
And now oh my God, I went to the grocery store yesterday to make sure I had enough Diet Coke. Like I love Diet Coke.
How many do you have a day?
Just one. Just one.
All right.
Okay. Just nice and light. Listen, I'm in a program for other things, so I can't get in a program for Diet Coke. But no, I don't know. It's just the crisp hit in my mouth, and that didn't sound good. But no, I love a Diet Coke. You or bubbly. You like bubbly too, though, right? Like you love SodaStream.
Used to be fizzy water, like bubblies and that sort of thing, but. I was having all these stomach problems, and I couldn't figure out what the problem was. And then I was talking to somebody about it, and they're like, "Don't you drink a lot of like fizzy water?" I'm like, "Yeah." I even had one of those machines that you like make your own fizzy water with. And,
I know you did.
And they were like, "Yeah, like you can't. If you drink that stuff too much, it irritates your stomach." And so once I stopped drinking it all the time, I found that my stomach issues were cut in like half. I still had stomach issues, but not to that same level. It was like heartburn all the time. And
it's like acidic.
Yeah. Well, is it acidic? Is it the bubbles? Like, I don't think like is San Pellegrino or bubbly, is that like acidic? Is that what that is?
Well, I feel like that much carbonation like isn't good. It's just like, it's just that much. I don't know. That many bubbles in your bod isn't a good vibe. It isn't. It can't be. I just think about it.
Yeah, well,
you need water.
I learned my lesson. So now I had to like change the way I ate and that sort of thing as well. But yeah, the fizzy water thing was a problem. And the reason I want to bring this up is because, just as a small aside, I just want you to know that there's a woman in Switzerland who loves Red Bull so much. She got a Red Bull barcode tattooed on her body.
Oh, stop it.
So she drinks cases of it a day. And by the way, I haven't drank Red Bull regularly since like my early 20s. And I remember we worked at a radio station where we had a Red Bull fridge, and I did overnights, and we would just
at the bounce. Yes.
Absolutely flying on Red Bull at like 1 a.m., doing like an all request show. Like it's so potent, that stuff, but it's also like,
yes,
it works. Anyway, so Jack, so she gets this, and you've had tattoo work done. And let me ask you this. When you have a tattoo artist, how important are the details?
Like the details from the tattoo
you're
artist?
getting you're getting your tattoo worked on right now, your sleeve worked on right now, because you want probably a little bit of change, a little bit better detail, right?
Well, I want the entire tattoo gone. I went with a specific artist because I was like, I know your work, and I know that you're very, like, she's a perfectionist and she's so good at, what she does. So I was like, I'm going to go with you because I know that you're paying attention.
Right. And so this woman goes and gets this Red Bull barcode put on her forearm. And the tattoo artist is incredibly accurate, it turns out, because she actually took it to the store, put this on TikTok, and the barcode worked. She scanned her own arm, and it worked, and it brought up ripple. Yeah.
Well, she's cruising for a heart attack, number one. So I don't know how many times she's going to keep going to the store. That I used to work with a guy out in Prince George, and he loved Monster. Remember Monster
Energy? Yeah, it was
energy
always like
drinks.
Yeah.
And he had to cool it because he was having like major stomach issues, major skin issues. I think like he was like, my body's like rejecting the Monster.
Became too much of a monster.
So bad.
Became what he. The thing with Monster, it always got me, is it's like a weird sort of nuclear green color.
Yes,
and I was like, you pour that in a glass and tell me that that's not like nuclear waste. I don't know. Like it's I mean, it fires you up. It does the job, but at the same time, I'm like, there's something about that stuff. I feel like I'm going to be glowing afterwards.
Yeah, it looks like friggin' gas, man. It's toxic looking.
It's funny. You reach a point where, like, with that stuff, like with Red Bull, like this woman's like pretty young. You reach your like mid to late 20s, and you're like, oh man, I can't do this anymore. Like this makes me feel terrible. I remember I had that same problem with caffeine, and I didn't realize it. So I remember I used to go to work, and I used to think I'd have to be fired up on caffeine. Obviously, I told you about the Red Bulls as a radio DJ. So I would order 2 extra large Tim Hortons coffees. And those are like towers of coffee, right? Like they're enormous.
Oh, yeah.
And
Big
I'd have
boys.
like a 6-hour show, and I'd drink one before the show, and then I'd spread the other one out throughout the show. And at the end of the show, I couldn't figure out why I had a headache and felt like crap and then needed to crash, right? And it affected, like during the show, I felt terrible. And I realized, I was like, oh, like you could just have an espresso shot, you'll be fine. Like, moron.
It's like just chasing the caffeine dragon you were.
Yeah, I was.
That's what I think.
I was.
God.
I was.
Oh,
crazy.
that's hard on the body. I can't
is.
say anything, but yeah, I hope that she lives her Red Bull dreams and that she continues. Most importantly, keyword being lives.
That's right.
I really do. Yeah,
I like
hope
that.
that she's okay.
Now, one of the things we've been super lucky about, we've been opening up to voice notes, and I've loved this. By the way, if you want to leave us a voice note, we highly, highly, highly encourage it. All you have to do is send us a voice note via Instagram, Adam Wild and Jax. There's just DM us. It's super easy.
Yes.
And
slide in.
We got another one this week. And Steph, do you think we can play it here? Because I think this is spectacular. And it's a really good question. And I think it's going to be, we're going to get some good embarrassing stories out of this. So Steph, who's this from?
Oh, God. Here we go.
This is from Jackie.
Okay.
And she also goes by Jax.
All right. Also goes by Jax. Stealing your name.
An ally. Yes. There we go.
Hello, this is another Jax in your voice memo box thingy. I wanted to send something that I'm like super curious about, and I want to know what your embarrassing moments are that just continue to haunt you for all of eternity. For me, when I was selling cars, I asked if I could give him a rim job on the car, if that would seal the deal. What I meant to say was a rim repair, not a rim job. I still got the sale, but it was super awkward when that was brought to my attention of my slip there. So definitely did not mean that, but that still haunts me. So would love to know what still haunts you guys. Thanks so much for your show. I love it. I love listening to it. And hopefully Stephanie can answer too. Thanks again, and can't wait for the next episode. Have a good day.
All right. So
God,
who's
love
giving out
Jackie
rimmers?
Jacks. Rimmers. Rimmer Nation. Okay. Whoa. Who wants to go first?
Well, I've got one. Steph, do you've got Jax? Do you have one? Like, what are we thinking? Are we
Yeah.
I think you should go first, Jax, just based on that sound that you just made. Steph, I think agrees with me, right, Steph?
I do.
Yeah. Okay. Jax, hit us.
God. It was a lot. It was many, many, many moons ago. I think about it often, so it's definitely still haunting me. And thank you for sending that voice note. I love it, and love you, Jackie. I was in grade 8, and in grade 8, I was expressing myself and trying out new things. And by new things, I mean weed. And I was a little bit, maybe like a little bit stoned at school, which I shouldn't have been because that's very bad.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do that, kids. And I was horsing around and like running around in my little like raver pants and West 49 clothes. And I was horsing around a bit too fast that I fell down an entire flight of stairs at Caledonia Junior High. And like they were long, it's not even like they were steep, they just kept going on. And this was in front of everybody. And I, like my body was quite thick at that point. Quite thick. It was a soft but hard roll. And I, because I was under the influence of marijuana, I like tried to laugh it off, but I really hurt my leg, guys, really bad.
Oh.
And so I was, long story short, I was taken out by an ambulance, but I was still high. So I was like trying to play it cool. And it was like, and it was in front of all the boys that like at that time I thought were meant to be with me. And
Of course.
like that didn't, I was thinking at the time that that's why they didn't want me. Now I know why that the real reason is. But I got so high I fell down the stairs in junior high, and I think about it often when I'm going downstairs where I'm like, careful. Careful. Yeah, that's
By the way, that's
mine.
early. That's early to be doing the dank Kush, Jax.
Okay, listen, the dank
grade
Kush knows
7,
no
grade 8.
boundaries.
What are we talking about here?
Listen, we're starting early, okay? We're working hard over here when I'm growing up.
All right.
Come on now.
Steph, do you want to go next?
Sure. I had like all weekend to think about this, and only like one moment really comes
Cheater.
to mind.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like most of my embarrassing moments happen when I'm drunk.
Well, I mean,
Uh-oh.
yeah, I think
Uh-oh.
that's fair.
Which is why I honestly don't really drink anymore either, because I'm like,
Yeah, you never drink,
I
yeah.
need to be in control of my
Right.
life.
Yeah.
But in the 9th grade, it was the first time that I ever drank, I'm pretty sure. And I went out with the girls a year older than me. And we went to a party, and I got really drunk, probably off half a water bottle of something because I was like 14.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it was, but in the 9th grade, every time I drank, I just got so emotional and started bawling my eyes out.
Oh no.
And so there was a guy that was at this party, and he was like talking to another girl, and I like liked him. And for some reason, it was the end of the world, and I just started bawling my eyes out. And my friend, like,
And they were just talking.
they were just probably, I don't know. They were probably just talking. And I had
Steph.
I had nothing to do with this guy. I just liked him. Like, it's not like he was mine, you know. And
Drunk girl.
I start crying, and my friend puts me on like a table in like the middle of the party, and I'm just like in the middle of all the chaos and everyone just bawling my eyes out, like the youngest girl at this party. And I just like the next day I was like, that was the most, why was I in the middle of everybody just sitting on a table crying?
Yeah.
It was so embarrassing.
That messy girly.
Still haunts me.
love it.
Still haunts me to
But you
this
know
day.
what?
Literally
You were
crying in the club
drinking, I
before
was
she could go to it.
smoking.
Like
Yeah, like Adam, the girls are starting early. We were starting early,
Damn.
okay? We were
Well,
exploring early. Yeah.
To complete the because we now have 3 good stories. I'm going to give you my story, and I have to
Make it worse.
I have to preface this story by I have to explain the stakes here, right? So because
Okay.
the worst part
Okay.
about my story, at least the 2 of you were drinking. And
under the influence.
our voice note just made a mistake. Mine was completely intentional and so unbelievably out of character and stupid that I still, sometimes I'm in the shower and I'm like washing my hair and I go, like I'm so mad about it, right? And so I was in grade like 11, and you have to understand that like I had confidence to get up on stage. I had a band. I used to wear leather pants. Like I used to.
Oh yeah, you
like,
did. You
perform.
looked hot.
I had the confidence to do that though, guys, but I did not have the confidence to talk to women. And I thought that being in a band would give me the confidence to talk to women. It did not. Which is why I feel like Jackson and I would have got along so well in high school, because we were both sort of weird, awkward kids trying to figure it out, you know? Like I feel like we would have found common ground there, right, Jax?
We would have kissed. Yeah.
You think so?
No, I'm just kidding. No, I think we would have been really, really good platonic friends.
If you read the TikTok comments on our videos, people be like, are those siblings kissing?
Yeah. Are they married or siblings? We don't know. Yeah.
So I somehow, some way, and because my little high school band used to be able to sell like 100 tickets to a show or something, which we thought was pretty good and whatever. And so it started gaining some popularity and we'd play parties or whatever. And there was this girl that I was interested in, that I would never talk to because I would have died of embarrassment, who it turned out might have been interested in me. Might have. I still don't know for sure. Anyway, I'm going to die friggin' telling you the story. So
what did you do, Adam?
I wasn't drinking. I wasn't high. I didn't do anything. I was so awkward. We went to a friend's house, and my buddies are just amping me up on the way over, right? Like my
oh yeah, gas
I'll
it up.
never forget,
Yep.
my friend Russell had this Chrysler Neon. You remember like the ultimate high school car. It was a Honda Civic or like a Neon or whatever.
Beep beep. They were good cars. Yeah.
Toyota Tercel. Like everybody had something like that, right?
Yeah.
So I'm in the back, and the guys are just giving it to me. They're like, you can't wimp out. You got to talk to her. Her name's Julia. Got to talk to her. You got to ask her out. Like, why are you waiting on this? Like, come on. You're like, and then they're doing shit like, you're a lead singer. Like, you got to handle this. Like, you gotta have some confidence.
You're the front man, Adam.
So I'm already so uncomfortable because I hate that kind of attention. And then I go into this house, and we are there for hours, and she's on one end of the room and I'm on the other end of the room, and everybody's sort of talking or whatever. But all of my friends and all of her friends are waiting for this moment where I actually stand up and ask her to come talk to me on the side. Kind of like what you see in like a dating or love reality show, right? It's like, hey, can we have a private conversation? You know? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And
the moment, the tension. Oh,
the peer pressure, guys. Like I can't. And remember, I have sweat issues as it is.
Oh, no.
And so, under my arms, it was rainforest. Like
a little pool.
Yeah. Little wet dress park area, you know, with a little bit of hair. It's gross. And I am sweating, and I am nervous, and I walk over to her, and for whatever reason, I could feel. You know, in those moments where you're sort of out of body, you're so nervous. And I could feel my body lift up out of the bar stool chair that I was sitting in.
He's levitating.
But I couldn't feel my feet hit the ground. I just sort of floated over like I was the Undertaker in the WWE, like just floated over.
Adam, what did you do?
But what I didn't do, Jax, was I didn't plan this out. I didn't know what I would do when I got there. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Like, what do you do? Okay, so yeah, I'm going to walk over to this girl, but what am I going to say? And all I really needed to say was, hey, can I have a chat with you?
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, how about that, Jax? Hello. Hello would have been good.
Hey.
You know what I said?
Hey, girl. Yeah. What did you say?
I said, I just looked at her and said, up.
What?
I was like, up.
What?
And...
Ew. What? Like...
I was like, and then
like
and she
uppies.
was like, what? And I said it again. I said, up.
Adam, yuck.
And she got
Adam,
up and
yuck.
awkwardly looked at me, and I said, and then we ended up talking outside, and I asked her out, and she said yes, but it was like a pained yes. And then
like a pity yes.
The next day I got a ping on MSN Messenger, which was the way of things at the time. And she said, yeah, you know what? Like, there was something really awkward about that exchange last night. And
She did not say that.
She did, and she said, like, I don't think this is for me or whatever. And what was so key to this, like, she was like a year older. It was like very,
Oh my God.
it was very like, whoa, you're going to ask out a girl a year older than you. And I came away from that going, I got away with one. I'm like, I was so friggin' awkward. And she still said yes. Okay, I'm in the clear. And then the next day I get the message like, yeah, I don't think I'm into this.
I don't like that. So I'm sure that she's wonderful, but I'm
She
feeling a
was
bit
great.
protective
She's
over you right now.
So, sorry, what's that, Jax?
I'm feeling a bit protective over you right now because I feel like we have to give grace, or at least many women have given me a lot of grace for being incredibly awkward at first. Sometimes you're awkward. I mean, that's an ick. Like, why are you saying up? Like uppies? Like, do you want her to pick you up? Like, what does that mean?
It was such an
It's
ick,
gross.
Like, I can't escape
It's
that
gross.
ick, though, right?
But like, give sweet Adam and his leather pants a little bit of a break. He's awkward.
I honestly, I still think about that because she was really nice. She was like a really good person. It was one of those people that you're like,
She just didn't want to be with you.
well, yeah, well, think about the risk for her. Here's this knob that walks over who you might like, right? You know, all his friends have been like, everybody in the room knew what was about to happen, right? And there's like 20 people
nonverbal. Here he comes.
Yeah, and he's not exactly nonverbal, floating over like a gangly, brace-faced, like acne-ridden teenager, right? Like, hey, hello.
Yeah, sweating, sliding over.
And I had those clear braces too. I haven't mentioned this, and I drank coffee, so they turned yellow, right?
Oh God,
It was bad.
Adam.
And the fact that she would have even considered it, and being a year older than me, that's a big step up for guys. Guys dating down was not like a big thing. Guys dating up a year, that was out unheard of. Anyway, so she's a really, like, I have to say, she was a great person, and I would have been lucky to date her, but I was not ready, clearly. If you're not ready to ask someone out, you're not ready to date them, I don't think.
God bless her for like giving you at least the night of triumph, like at least she was like, okay, I'll circle back on MSN about this tomorrow. Like, I'm not going on that date, but I'll let him believe I am tonight.
Jax, I didn't feel good about it. I felt like my friend, I remember my friend Kevin looked at me and he's like, we're walking home afterwards. He's like, dude, what the hell was that?
He's like, ew. He was probably like, ew. And you know what, Adam? Like, at least, you know what? I have no hopeful advice. I don't have anything. I'm so sorry. That's rough. That's rough.
Yeah, but you know what? Like,
but now look at you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now look at you.
Now look at me.
My honey. I'm sorry. Well, at least we all are feeling a little bit more smooth now, right?
100%. Yes, much smoother.
Yeah.
Much smoother.
Yeah.
Married twice now, so at least I figured it out.
At least you said more than at least you're getting a bit more verbal. You got married twice. There you go.
Exactly. Now, I want to talk to you guys quickly. Something went viral over the weekend. I was going to do something else here for our next segment. By the way, thank you for that question. Keep your voice notes coming.
Yeah, please.
We love
Send
your
us
voice notes.
We want to chat.
We love your voice notes, and that was such a great topic. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Enjoy the rim jobs for everybody.
Stop it, Adam.
I want to ask you guys. I saw this on the weekend. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. You guys heard of a micro retirement?
No.
Okay, so trust me when I say this, you'll hate it.
Oh God.
But this is why it went viral, because people are like, what are we talking about here? So, what I remember about being in my 20s and reading the news was it would be like, millennials do this, and here's how millennials are changing this, and millennials are disrupting this industry or whatever, right? They're doing now the same thing with Gen Z. Gen Z says this. Gen Z, and they kind of paint everybody with this big brush or whatever. But these business magazines specifically, I find, are a super weird read when it comes to Gen Z, because they're like Gen Z are trying to do the impossible, strike a work-life balance. It's like, well, yeah.
It's like, it's what?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
like I think we all are
Yeah.
trying to do that. Like I'm not really
hard.
sure why
Yeah.
that's groundbreaking or whatever. This one has to do with what they call, I'm going to read the first chapter. While retirement typically occurs after completing a career and saving and investing for it, a new trend is emerging among Gen Z career professionals called a micro-retirement. Micro-retirements involve taking a 1 to 2 week break from work every 12 to 18 months.
What?
So just the normal vacation,
Vacation.
that you get from work.
Like a vacation.
Yeah.
Yes. Gen Z
Okay.
are using micro-retirement to avoid burnout, to find greater fulfillment in their work and enhance their overall well-being. Which again,
Yep.
So they're just using their vacation.
yeah. However, it's not just Gen Z. According to a survey from Side Hustles, 10% of workers are considering taking a micro-retirement, and 75% thought employers should be able to offer micro-retirement policies such as unpaid sabbaticals. Now,
I'm sorry, what?
this is why business magazines, this is Fast Company, but Forbes had a video or had a,
Yeah.
These business magazines are like, especially out of the States, they're super weird. They're like, they've gotten to the point now where everything is so hardcore in business that they're like, we don't want you to know that anything outside of work exists. We're not going to acknowledge it or whatever. What's different about a micro retirement versus a traditional vacation, apparently, is you are literally quitting your job, but you're quitting for 2 weeks.
That's just stupid.
So is it just like, is it just the feeling, like the not the feeling, but the principle behind it being like, I'm actually retired. Like you'll get better mental health benefits if you think you're leaving your job rather than just going on a break? I don't understand.
So this is what it says. Micro retirements can look like the following: quitting a job and finding a new job when you're ready to work again. Setting up a plan with your employer that allows you to take unpaid frequent work breaks. And number 3, taking breaks from your business if you're a business owner. So like,
whatever happened to a good old mental health stress leave? That's what my generation's all about, you know? Like we are all burnt out. We're all not doing well. And like, can we call that retirement as well?
Yeah. I mean, the claim is that all of these are unpaid. So basically, and then they interview an HR professional and they're like, listen, quitting a job every 12 to 18 months can really impact your career trajectory. It's like, well, no way.
Yeah. Please, like I just feel like we're always also putting on like names on things now, which I mean, whatever works for you, but like names or new like new titles on things to make us like not depressed as hell. Is that fair to say? Yeah.
I think it's weird because if you were to tell a European person this, they would be like, you mean the thing I do every summer? Like Europeans are like, yeah, I think if you work in France, you get like your minimum paid vacation is 6 weeks. And Australians and Europeans and stuff, they're known for taking all their vacation at once. So like, I remember I would go on like a vacation to like Barbados or something with my mom when I was a kid, and I'd be playing with these like little British kids on the beach, and they'd be like, we're here for the month. And we're only here for the week. And they're like, why would you only come for a week? You know, being kids, not knowing the difference. But like that, North America is very weird in that way, in the fact that like most people get like 2 to 3 weeks off and that's it. And they never take them all together. So here's what they say you need to do if you're considering a micro retirement, which looks like an unpaid vacation, but okay.
Yeah.
Save enough money to afford not working.
Oh, okay, that's
Thanks.
impossible. Yeah. Okay.
Understand your options. Your employer may offer flexibility or the option to take a sabbatical. If not, you may need to decide to quit and find a new job when you're ready to return to work.
Yeah. Like, Adam, who's writing this and why are they writing? I guess for us to talk about and examine.
Yes. And then the last one, consider your next step. If your employer gives you the time off, make sure you understand the implications for your paycheck and benefits and retirement. If you're leaving your job, what's your plan for reentering the job market? Make sure you have funds for basic expenses if you don't get hired immediately. If your industry is going through a hiring lull, think about other skills you have in case you need to make a career pivot. Guys,
Every industry is going through it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So here's my question. At what point do we realize that whatever it is we're doing at the workplace isn't working? Like,
yeah.
I remember my parents being stressed. I don't remember them being burnt out in the way that people are now. And I feel like people used to, now there were a lot of drawbacks to this, but people used to be allowed to have some fun at work, right? Because they realized that human beings like needed to blow off steam and also like getting together with your coworkers and being good friends with them. As Jackson, Steph, and I know, it's important. Like you want to be friends with your coworkers
Yeah.
to an extent. Some people don't.
It's a make or break. Yeah.
But I think a good office culture is a great thing. Like you want to have that. What I don't understand is why, because you're not allowed to do any of that stuff anymore, right? It's like, well, we might.
Yeah.
Listen, if we get a bonus this quarter, we might get you a pizza party. Like it's.
Yeah, no alcohol or no partying, and we can only go until 6 p.m. Okay, guys, 5 until 6.
And have we considered that maybe we've just made work kind of suck, right? Like maybe it just sucks, and maybe it doesn't need to suck this much. Can we do other things other than drive shareholder value? Is my question.
Yeah. You know what? I think that the only people that can answer that for us is this very magazine that wrote this bizarre article. So I think that if they can help us break down why the work culture is suffering, but like even, I mean, Adam, you and I are, we're business owners of our own businesses and like, quote unquote freelance. But I think people, I'm here for a couple of weeks, and I think people assume, and a lot of, my friends and family are in sort of the Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 culture. They're like, well, are you just off for this time? And I'm like, no, this is like, I'm working from here. I brought all my gear. I brought all my things. Like I can't imagine not working because I can't not work, like, because I have to pay. And I feel like now that I think about it too, even retirement, I'm like, I feel like I don't often think of that in the way that somebody in the 80s or 90s would. They're like, this will be my cutoff. This will be the time. I'm like, I'm going to have to work until like my voice doesn't work, I guess, because like the retirement culture is not the same anymore. Like we don't have those options. And I feel like the way the economy is going, we may never retire.
Yeah.
Is that bleak?
I think the point is the hope is that we never retire. Like, but I look at it the same. Like I'm because we did quit jobs and we did kind of go out on our own, and like my business situation on the sports side is like I actually have a business with business partners, and we have full blown employees and health benefits, and have to do payroll tax and all the other crazy stuff that goes with it. I know Steph's got similar situation with some of the businesses that you and your family are hooked into, right, Steph? Like what people don't know about producer Steph is beyond doing this, she's like a part owner in multiple businesses.
Girl is a mogul. Yeah.
I'm trying.
She's a mogul.
And she's very humble about it. But like, yeah, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like maybe if it didn't suck to work so much, then, and maybe if we gave people a little bit of vacation time, like I've never understood this. A lot of companies really frown on you taking 2 or 3 weeks, unless you're like getting married. And then they're like, okay, fine. Yeah. Why wouldn't you want me, let's say I got 3 weeks off a year. Why wouldn't you want me 49 weeks in a row? Right?
Yeah.
And then I'll take 3 weeks off, and it'll be a short little piece of the year. And then the other 49 weeks, you got me. I'm working. I don't understand that. What's the deal with that? Why don't we do it? Why don't we vacation like Europeans do? You know what I mean?
Listen, when in doubt, look at what any Scandinavian country is doing, because they've got the work model down. Like they've got it figured out, and the work-life balance, the childcare culture, everything. But I feel like in North America, we're doing a couple of things wrong. But here we are.
Productivity, Jax. Productivity.
Productivity, keep circling back, looping back, and capacity. I don't know, all the work buzzwords.
I like that. I like all of them. Yeah. All right, now let's get on to some questions, because it's time for You're Dying to Know. And we know what we're dying to tell you. So Jax, who would win in a war? Centaurs or humans with horses?
Humans like riding on horses? Yeah,
you know what a centaur is? It's a human horse, right?
Do I know what yes, I think that the centaurs would win.
Why do you say that?
Because when I think of a centaur, I think very strong man horse, and like with like man horse abs, very, very muscly, very beefy. And I feel like a centaur would be much more agile because they're attached. Like their body is one. They're unified. Whereas a man on a horse is two things, and a man can fall off the horse, but the centaur with its horse abs would be, just be more resilient. I don't know how to say it, but the man horse would win.
Okay. The man. I'm glad that you were so serious about answering that question.
I didn't expect me to have such an in-depth answer on that. Wow. Okay.
I didn't expect that either. I agree with you, because you know what? better to be one organism than two different organisms working together.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. You nailed it.
Unity. Yes.
You nailed that. Yeah.
Yes, Bob.
Jax, this is from Logan. Is Jax aware that you can have a Mayo mascot officiate your wedding in Las Vegas?
I'm sorry, what?
So you love Jax. We're all familiar with Jax's, and if you're not, Jax has an obsession with mayonnaise.
Love mayonnaise. Hellman's get in touch. I love you.
And so in Vegas, there is a Mayo company that will have a Mayo officiant marry you.
Is the Mayo, like, I want to know more about what qualifies as a Mayo officiant. Like, are they a Mayo bottle? Are they a person?
I think it might
Mayo
just be a
from their
corporate
body?
representative with a ability to
that's
marry
not enough for me.
people.
That's not enough for me. If I'm ever going to get married again and a Mayo officiant's going to be involved, I want it weird. I want the real deal. Okay.
Okay.
It's actually from Hellman's.
It's from Hellman's.
Yeah.
So Steph's done a little research here.
Yes, it says
Okay.
it's officiated by a mayonnaise mascot. So it looks like it's like the Hellman's like jar.
Like a
as a
bottle-
mascot.
So
jar
somebody's
with
wearing
legs.
a Hellman, like a Hellman's costume.
Yes. And then it says it's offering free Vegas weddings with chicken tenders and a Mayo mascot officiant.
Chicken tenders at your wedding.
Dipping in Mayo. Okay. I wouldn't even just do that. I would also, as my wedding suit, also be dressed in a Mayo mascot costume. How about that?
I like that.
I would do that. Yeah.
I like that. Good for you. I like
That's
that
yummy.
you're owning your power. Okay. Last thing
Thank you,
here.
Adam.
From 97 Prime, have you guys been to Hawaii? I am from Hawaii and I listen to your Instagram clips, and one day I want to visit Toronto. So Jax, have you been to Hawaii? Because I have not, and I've always wanted to go.
I have not, and I would love to go. I would love to go. And I don't, like, why ever leave Hawaii? Why? I mean, love Toronto. Come to Toronto. Please come and hang out with us. But, like, why aren't you leaving Hawaii? Hawaii's beautiful. I'd love to go to Hawaii. Adam, we could go together one day, maybe.
Me too. I would love to do that. I think it's like,
Yeah.
I thought about going when I was younger, and it was just a little bit too expensive because it's expensive to get out there.
Very expensive to get there. Yeah.
So, okay. Last thing before we go here, Jax, is your recommendation for the week. What do you got?
Okay, like this is a bit embarrassing, but right now what I'm watching is, have you guys seen that show, The Waterfront, on Netflix?
No.
No.
Okay, it's like a soapy drama about like a crime family in the southern United States. It's pretty awful, but it's like real. I don't know. I'm just, when you're just watching for the sake of watching, you're like, this is easy.
Yeah.
But my God, I'm hooked. And the family, I feel like I'm part of the dynamics. Like, do I have a boat? No. Do I know how to fish? No. Do I have a gun? No. But I am part of their family, and that's what I've been watching.
All right.
That's what
You
I've
always
been
watch.
watching.
You have the weirdest picks. It's crazy. Like,
Okay,
I'm like,
back it up,
have you
Wild.
seen the F1 movie? Like, Jax is like, have you seen this weird movie about these people that? Yeah. So, by the way,
It's a show.
I'm going to do
It's
it
a
'cause
show.
we didn't get the chance. So I have seen, since we last met, I've seen the Formula One movie and I've seen Jurassic Park. And
Okay, I saw that. Did you go to the theater by yourself, by the way, to Jurassic Park?
No, Natalie and I were there. She's in this. I put up an Instagram story. We were the only one in the theater. We went at 10 o'clock last night, which was cool.
And nobody was there?
Nobody was there. And that's what I love
Weird.
about that is that, like, you go at 10 o'clock, like during a school night, even though it's summer.
Yeah.
And nobody's there.
Yeah.
And so we went, and then we were alone until right before the previews. And then there were two other couples that showed up, but that was it. And we saw it in 3D. And it's Jurassic Park was the original book was written as a horror book. It's supposed to be an industrial
I didn't know
accident,
that.
right? Like, it's supposed to be bad. So this one gets back to that root a little bit. Like, sometimes you watch Jurassic Park and the deaths aren't seen, they're inferred, right? You see, you see everything in this.
Ooh.
And it can be unpleasant.
I don't like dinosaurs. I'm not interested.
Have you ever seen a Jurassic Park, Jax?
No, never. I like The Land Before Time,
You've never
and
seen
I like
one
Littlefoot.
Jurassic Park. You've never seen the
No,
original Jurassic
I've never
Park.
seen any. I've never seen any Jurassic Parks. I'm not interested in finding out on a family vacation or whatever they want that dinosaurs are going to kill all of us. I'm not interested.
Steph, what about you? Have
No,
you seen
thank you.
Jurassic Park?
I've seen the original one
You've seen the okay.
when I was younger.
All right, you need to watch this new one. It's really good.
I don't know
It's-
if I can.
It's terrifying. It's
Steph,
actually like
Steph, you don't need to do anything. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him.
and watch the F1 movie as well. Like
How
it was
was that?
I will watch that.
the
I
F1
will
movie's
watch that.
amazing. See it in IMAX, okay? So good in IMAX. And so one thing that they did when they did this was they had to pioneer new like shooting and camera techniques to make you feel like you're in the car.
Wow.
And and it's interesting because the whole thing is about being a driver in the car, and that's the best part of the movie. Now, is the story a little bit stupid? Sure, but it's like popcorn movie stupid. It's not like I can't follow this stupid. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
And Brad Pitt's actually like really good in it, and it's a really fun movie. The best character for me is Javier Bardem's character, because he's like supposed to be like the team owner, so he's kind of slick, but he's a former driver and he's Spanish.
Ooh.
He's got a strong jawline, But go see it in IMAX. I'm telling you, it's
Hey.
really worth it.
Adam, I've got an F1 joke for you that I just made up. You ready?
What? Give it to me.
Why did they cast Brad Pitt in the movie?
Why?
Because the pit is where they change the tires.
Stop it. All right. We're getting out of here. So, Jax, enjoy your week in Halifax. We'll catch up with you next week.
Love you.